Okay, so we've got some really fascinating sources today. We're going straight into this deep dive on, well, not just a band, but almost a whole conceptual movement, right? The group Green Flag.
Exactly. We've basically been given the keys to the kingdom here. Their whole philosophy, the creative thinking behind the sound, the identity.
It looks like a full blueprint.
It really is.
Yeah.
And that's what makes this so interesting. Green flag, um, they're explicitly set up to be a symbol. So our job here is really extraction.
Getting past the surface level.
Right. We want to figure out the specific duality they talk about, these themes of resilience, the actual creative intent behind their whole world-building thing. We need the why behind the music and the visuals you hear and see.
Yeah, and the sources state right off the bat that Green Flag is meant to represent freedom, authenticity, uh, emotional strength. They blend that sort of K-pop intensity with more global sounds, and importantly, really meaningful storytelling.
Mm-hmm.
But I have to ask, based on the sources, why Green Flag? Flags usually mean warning, right? Or surrender even, depending on the color.
Good question. And that's where the sources give us the first clue. They're flipping the script.
Okay.
A green light means go. It signals safety, growth, moving forward. So they're defined, quite deliberately, as a symbol of resilience. For anyone who feels like they don't fit in, or who's told to hide who they are.
So the flag part is like planting that idea.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's a declaration, like this is my ground, myself. It immediately asks the listener to engage on a really personal level, almost revolutionary.
Okay, let's dig into that core philosophy then. Resilience. It feels like it's more than just, standard pop group motivation talk. They seem to be selling a whole way of life.
Oh, absolutely. The values they push aren't just buzzwords, they're active things. Individuality, being honest about your feelings, having creative courage.
Right.
And what's really interesting is how they frame the bigger story they want fans to buy into. It's about learning to live without being afraid, embracing that you're not perfect, and actually finding beauty in life's chaos. It's basically empowerment theory wrapped up in pop music.
Yeah. But hang on, isn't every K-pop group or really any big pop act supposed to look resilient? What makes Green Flag's approach different according to this material?
It's the intentionality of their duality, that constant tension they create and live in.
Okay.
Their whole image hammers this home visually. The sources really stress these purposeful contrasts, like futuristic tech meeting natural symbols.
Neon cities and forests, that kind of thing.
Exactly that. Neon meets Earth, tradition meets rebellion. The key thing is, they don't try to solve the tension. They suggest strength comes from holding both opposing forces at once. That's their unique angle.
Okay, so that makes their motto less of a simple catchphrase.
Precisely. It really captures that tension and defiance perfectly. Don't let the world dim your light, be your own revolution. That core tension, that duality, wanting to rise up, express yourself, connect with others, that's the engine driving the whole brand.
Declaring your own sovereignty, that's a powerful start. But a concept needs a delivery system, right? So how do they actually get this philosophy into the art? That brings us to their creative vision.
Right. And their artistry, according to these documents, is all about marrying that emotional depth with really striking visual storytelling.
Cinematic is a word that comes up a lot.
It is. The creative goal seems to be building this globally relatable cinematic feel that bridges cultures and genres. It's not just about the song sounding good. It has to look and feel like it belongs in their world.
So every music video, every album cover, it's all part of a bigger story they're telling, not just standalone releases.
Exactly that. The visual design is where the abstract ideas become, well, tangible. Every single release is apparently engineered to feel cinematic,
Yeah.
but also inspiring and deeply human.
And the contrast again.
Always the contrast, just like the core message. The visuals constantly play with that. Soft versus strong, human versus digital, nature versus the future. They're building this whole universe where sound, message, and design all lock together. One cohesive thing.
That framework definitely makes looking at their actual music more interesting. Now we know each track probably fits a specific slot in that world. So let's get into the songs. This is where the philosophy meets the music, and like you said, the range is pretty wide.
It really is.
Yeah.
It shows they're serious about both the genre blending and getting that message across consistently.
We probably have to start with Mother of Light. That feels like the sonic embodiment of the natural symbolism side we talked about.
Yeah, Mother of Light. The notes describe it as vibrant, almost spiritual, an anthem to nature and our connection to the earth. And it uses both English and Korean lyrics, right, over energetic rhythms. Focuses on environmental awareness, gratitude for life.
That's very intentional. By making a track that's inherently joyful and anthemic about something like environmental responsibility, they immediately show that the resilience they preach isn't just internal, it looks outward too.
Towards the world they live in.
Right. It's a big outward-looking statement right there. Okay, and then total shift. We go from that vibrant, earthy gratitude straight into the explosive sound of Karma Strike. Talk about whiplash.
That's the duality, right there in your face. If Mother of Light is the beautiful world, Karma Strike is the inner chaos and the external battles you fight within it.
So it's about destiny, accountability.
Exactly. Heavy beats, sharp lyrics. It explores the consequences of what we do. But, and this is key, it's also about the empowerment you get from owning those consequences.
So it's not just complaining about fate, it's like aggressively taking responsibility.
That's the crucial difference, I think. It's described as mixing strength and spirituality.
Oh, great.
It tackles that internal chaos head on. The idea that you can only be your own revolution if you face your own shadows first.
Okay, so Karma Strike is facing the chaos, and then the next track listed is Rise Again. Feels like that's the breakthrough moment.
It definitely serves as the hopeful, motivational follow-up. The theme is pure resilience, rebirth, falling down, getting back up again and again, becoming stronger through the pain, not just despite it.
And musically,
It fuses really emotional, kind of soaring vocals with this bright, anthemic energy. It honestly sounds like the soundtrack to that internal revolution they keep talking about.
now this next one, Unbreakable, seems to really nail that cinematic vision you mentioned. The sound itself is a fusion-heavy rock, K-pop, traditional Korean instruments.
Right, like a cyberpunk soundscape.
Yeah, but it's also tied to an external story. It's the opening theme for a fictional anime, Delicate Weapon.
And that connection just solidifies their commitment to building a whole world. That track is specifically designed for this dynamic cyberpunk setting. The story is about strength, defiance, survival in this chaotic neon future.
So it perfectly blends the high-tech, futuristic side of their image.
With that core theme of individual strength against huge odds.
Yeah.
It's resilience, but make it digital.
They manage this high-concept stuff, they're genre blending, but then they pivot completely with Moonlight Connection. This one sounds totally different, sensual, emotional.
Which is key. It proves their idea of emotional strength isn't just about fighting. It includes vulnerability, deep connection.
Right.
Moonlight Connection goes for smooth R&B, lots of synth. It's described as dreamy, but still danceable. And the story behind it is fascinating too. It's about this magnetic, but maybe impossible love between an idol and a fan.
Wow, okay.
So it hits themes of intimacy, destiny, passion, under the moonlight, literally. It shows they can take their core ideas, destiny, connection, and apply them to something really intimate and vulnerable without losing who they are.
So stepping back, looking at the whole picture presented in these sources, what does this intense focus on concept and duality actually mean for Green Flag? What defines them?
I think it means they're defined by their ability to hold that internal tension, to keep those opposing forces, future nature, explosive, sensual, all together within one understandable framework. Their success, based on this, isn't just the slick music, it's the commitment to emotional depth and that really complex visual storytelling.
So whether they're singing about the planet or about this intense, almost forbidden love.
The main message is always there. Rise up, express yourself, connect. That's paramount.
And using that duality makes the message hit harder, maybe. Because it touches on so many parts of being human.
Exactly. For the biggest scale, the planet, down to the smallest, the self, it makes it feel universal. It really is a very comprehensive, deeply thought out world they've built here.
It does make you wonder about where K-pop or even global pop might go next. They set a pretty high bar for this kind of thematic depth.
They really have. I mean, think about that range we just discussed. From Mother of Light's global view to Moonlight Connection's intimacy, what does this dedication to duality, to nonconformity, what does that suggest about the future? Will this kind of conceptual depth and narrative ambition become, essential for real global impact? Definitely something for you to think about as you explore their world further.